These days, billionaire Elon Musk does much of his communication through Twitter, the company he now owns. On Friday, Musk appeared in court on the witness stand in a trial over tweets that may have crashed the stock price of Tesla, another Musk company, leaving shareholders holding the bag. From San Francisco, correspondent John Blackstone has this story.
As a CEO with rock star status, a builder of electric cars and rockets, and now the controversial owner of Twitter, Elon Musk is a hero to some and a villain to others. But it was as a defendant that he testified Friday in federal court in San Francisco, where he told the jury, "Just because I tweet something does not mean people believe it or act accordingly." Musk is being sued by Tesla investors who say they lost billions when in August 2018 he tweeted, "Am considering taking Tesla private at $420. Funding secured." Mark Fagel is a retired securities litigator.
This is an unusually straightforward case. You have a couple of tweets that are as close to black and white as you can get. Did he, in fact, have funding secured or not? So it's much simpler than the typical securities fraud case.
The investor lawsuit claims Musk never did have funding secured. And the lawsuit suggests Musk set the price as part of a joke, claiming Musk rounded the price up to $420 per share because he thought his girlfriend at the time, the singer known as Grimes, would find it funny due to the significance of the number to marijuana users. 420 is a code for marijuana. Could he say, it was a joke? They shouldn't have taken it seriously. They should know that I'm not dependable when I'm tweeting.
I think the flaw in that argument is it did drive the price way up. So clearly it appears that investors did take it seriously.
One of those investors was Glenn Littleton, the first witness in the case, who testified Musk's tweets cost him more than $3 million as Tesla's share price soared and then dropped as it became evident that Musk did not have funding to take the company private. In his opening statement, Tesla's attorney said Musk had simply used the wrong words in his tweet.
Interestingly, his defense is pretty limited because the court has already ruled as a matter of law that the tweets were misleading. So he can't come in and say, in fact, I did have the money available to take the company private. So if he doesn't have the ability to say these tweets weren't fraudulent, it really leaves intent. I didn't intend to mislead the market. And he can also argue that really this didn't impact buyers. Investors were investing for myriad other reasons, and it wasn't my tweet that caused them to lose money.
What are the risks for him in testifying?
Well, ultimately, this is going to come down to credibility. So like I said, we already know from the court that this tweet is misleading. It's really what was his intent behind it.
It will be up to the 9 members of the jury to decide how much investors were harmed in the 10 days after the tweet.
So as a technical legal matter, if you bought during that period, the damages are calculated by what happened after you bought when the truth was revealed. And when the truth here was revealed that, in fact, he was not going to take the company private and the stock collapsed, that should really be the cutoff date. People were harmed as of that date.
But as more and more cars rolled off the Tesla assembly line over the next years, the stock backing up the successful car company remained volatile, even hitting historic highs that could now complicate the legal dispute over losses.
The big issue is how much were investor losses? And if you look at it longer term, Tesla's stock price skyrocketed in the months and years after these tweets. So you could say, well, people who were misled by these tweets and decided to buy Tesla stock ended up doing okay as a result.
Musk and Tesla have already paid $40 million to the Securities and Exchange Commission to settle fraud charges over the tweet. This case could cost Musk millions more. Musk has a lot of money, though.
He can afford to pay his lawyers to take it to trial. He can afford to pay damages. Most companies and individuals, the potential stakes are so high, the amount of investor losses are so high that if you roll the dice at trial and lose, that's going to put your company out of business. He is the second richest man in the world. He can afford to pay damages, so he's taking a chance.
Not long ago, he was the richest man in the world.
Thanks to tweeting.
Musk testified for less than a half hour Friday. He's expected to return to the stand Monday. For CBS Saturday Morning, John Blackstone, San Francisco.
Interesting on his face as he said what a simple case, a transparent case it is.
Right.
He said this, it's right there.
Right.
And then the question is, what was the intent and what was he thinking?
And then it's also, I feel like, the good and the bad of Twitter all in one thing.
Sure.
Right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Anything goes, I guess.